Welcome back, everyone. This is Julie, and this is Two Non-Critics and a Cat for the third
Take
time
3.
going strong. They said in the last episode that whenever I'm not here, they have to do the takes 3 times, but now it's taken us 3 times. Martina jinxed it. Welcome back. Welcome back to my sister and to Federica. We are here again. We are here in this church, and we are here to talk about movies once again. How are you
Feds
guys?
is actually in a church.
Yes, I am.
Well, let's not dox Feds. yeah.
Let's locate where she is.
Luckily, there's many churches in London. But yeah, how are you guys? How has been this week?
Very good, thanks.
Martina, tell us what you did this week that you didn't tell me for 3 times again.
Let's pretend.
Let's pretend I don't know what you've done this week. Come on.
Julie, what did I do this weekend?
You went to the BFI.
I went to see Jessie Buckley in conversation at the BFI South Bank in London, obviously where we are, which was absolutely great because she's amazing, and she was interviewed by Mark Kermode, who's also one of the great journalists, film journalists in UK, and it was really good. It's always good to do the BFI events because honestly, it's nice to get to ask questions to the filmmakers and just listen to them talking.
Yeah,
about
and
their
we were
work.
saying that we went to see it with Steve as well, and it was a lovely moment for me, like just
I don't
cry
feel
myself.
like this conversation is fresh anymore because
cry myself out. Yeah, no, I know.
we had it 3 times
3
already.
times,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, crying myself out, and then
Groundhog Day.
and then Killing Murphy came out on the thing, and I was like, yeah, that's great. That sounds. But yeah, anyway, I was talking about the fact that this week I got thrown back into the Game of Thrones world because The Night of the Seven Kingdom is out, and is out in England as well, finally, because Now TV just sends everything all together, luckily. And it's I'm completely obsessed by Peter Claffey, and I'm completely obsessed by Sir Duncan and Egg. I had a massive plot twist that I did not know, because The Night of Seven Kingdom is a novel, but I didn't read the novel, so I'm going there completely fresh. And it's absolutely beautiful. I screamed, and I think that my flatmate came back to me and she said, "Are you okay?" But yeah, I was very excited, and it's super good, and I need HBO to release the soundtrack like now, because it's too good. So yeah. Federica, what did you do this week? Because we didn't get to hear yours.
You saw me, that's for sure.
This weekend, I think I started watching Bridgerton because the new season came out. But I kind of like binge watching it because it's nom nom nom. Every episode is really nice. This time around, I don't know. I'm not buying into it. So I'm slowly moving towards each episode. I think I watched the first 2 and I'm watching the third one now.
Is it every season is like a different story, is it?
Every season is a different brother or sister from the same family, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And every episode has a different theme. I think this year it's some sort of like Cinderella remake in Regency era. So probably that's why I'm not really into it.
It's not your vibe. To be fair, I watched the first season. I think I watched 8 episodes, and I was like, Bridgerton is not for me.
It's definitely not
not
for me before I even watch it.
You would be surprised because it's actually something that I like that kind of like Dorian Gray style, like all like reigns
but
and
it's
kingdoms
too
and
much
stuff.
fluff for you.
No,
I
yeah,
think.
absolutely.
So the reason for this, I like the first season. The second season was the best. Then they had the spin-off with Queen Charlotte, which was really, really good.
Yeah, I remember
then
that.
Third season and now this season, I'm not really buying
Yeah, I think
into
they
it.
should stop it at some point, to be fair. I think
The books there's like, I think 12 brothers. I can't remember, brothers and sisters. So we have time.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Good week.
Well,
good week.
what are we talking about today? Basically, I mean, today Julie, I think she's the captain of the team because she's the horror queen.
Aye, Captain.
Today is horror day because we're talking about 28 years later, the Bone Temple, which only Julie had the gut to see, and
how many guts I've seen.
Yes. And Sinners. So we're talking about these 2 movies.
Which
We
is
are
not an
going
horror
to-
movie.
No, but there's a lot of guts as well.
No, but it's
Yes and no.
it's
So I've
in
seen
the
worse.
horror category.
Well, it's the horror
It's
category
such a
just because
mashup
of the
of
story.
genre that I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
let's start with 28 years later, the Bone Temple, and then we discuss Sinners. So I think I
Okay.
feel like that's a good thing. So
I have notes, so I've come prepared. Like, I generally have notes for, like, scene by scene, and you would not imagine what the hell is written in those notes, but it's so funny. So, we have two sets starting, which is the jump scare count and the gore meter. The jump scare count is 1, which is incredible. And the gore meter says, "Please God forgive me." That's my gore meter thing. So there is, I think there was one movie that Martina knows exactly what it is, which made me sick because we were watching it on the plane and I wanted to cry. Which is, I think the name is like The Evil Within or something like that, and it's horrible. Like it genuinely made me sick. I started this movie, starts eerie AF. It's like you start the movie and you just feel something on your shoulders, and it's just like, I don't know if I want to see this. And then there is a very cool moment that is like, it starts the movie and then there's like, you can hear the first hello from like the first movie, which is very cool. And then Jack O'Connell, insane. And then it's like, it made me sick. I saw the count of the timer.
sorry,
and
just a parenthesis. Jack O'Connell is in both
It's
of
on
these
both. Yeah, I
movies.
was about to say. I was
Yeah.
like, we're doing a Jack O'Connell special.
He's,
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
horror guy now.
Yeah. Jack O'Connell is in both of the movie. Absolutely, we're gonna be talking about him all day. But yeah, it's definitely. I looked at the count timer, and at 4 minutes 22, I had a weird thing in my stomach. 4 minutes and 22 seconds. It's just like, it starts with like the Jimmy reference, and then it goes on with like a scene with them that is establishing who, like, the hierarchy, like who's stronger and who's bigger than them. And it genuinely made me sick in the first 5 minutes. It's not because of the blood though that it made me sick, but it's because of like, there's a ruthless like disinterest in this kind of like groups. And like Jack O'Connell is such a good actor that it's disgusting. Like, you look at a human and you be like, especially me, that I'm very empathetic. You look at a human and you're like, how the hell can you look at someone like that and not care? So it was a bit of like destabilizing at the start. And then I really thought that it wasn't going to be gory like that much, but people said that it was like really gory. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And then someone started eating like brain matter. And I was like, do I really? No, you have no idea. And the sounds that that movie makes is just like, it genuinely haunts you. There's
Is
like,
it ASMR for zombies?
my God, Federica, you have no idea. It's like the crunch and the slush. And I'm just like, I did not eat and I was sick to my stomach. It's such a good, like a well-made splatter movie. It's just like, Martina, do you remember the scene from the first one, sorry, that goes like Edwin reading and then the spine all comes out?
Oh yeah,
And it's insane.
yeah.
So basically there's a massive
Remember
guy.
that? It was I think it was one of the most traumatic experiences
No,
of my
genuinely,
life.
it was disgusting. I've never seen anything like that in an horror movie. Like, to grab someone from the chin and like have the spine come out, it was crazy.
Oh, God.
And then there's this guy that is basically like kind of like the king, the clan of zombies, which his name is Samson, which is a very religious name as well. And so, of course, this movie is diabolically religious in a good sense, in a bad sense, and it's always been like that. So it's just like it's just him going around. For me, I just think of like the smell of this man, and it's disgusting. I swear to you, you just look at the scenes and you just go, eh. I cannot explain to you how disgusting it was. But I wondered to myself in my notes, I said, why is there so much spit in this damn movie? Because I swear, I was like, please release me. And this was like 9 minutes into the movie, by the way, so just so you know. There is the kid Spike that is absolutely fantastic. There is not a lot of screen. He's not a lot on the screen, honestly, on this one. But he's very good. He's terrified, of course, because there's like this group of like Jimmys. from in around him, and there's like he kind of try and make it alive. He tries to make it alive, and then he ended up with them, basically. So the story is revolved around two or three fronts, which is the first one is the Jimmy group, which is Jack O'Connell and his friends, which, by the way, they all call Jimmys, which is funny. And then there's genuinely
the only thing that is funny in this movie, I guess.
Genuinely, no, it's actually there's a couple of things that are funny.
It's like the Zootropolis. Hey Bob, hey Bob, hey Bob, hey Bob.
Genuinely, it's like, what's your name? There's a scene that goes, "What's your name?" He goes, Jimmy, Jemima, Jimmy. It's so funny because the woman is called Jemima or something like that. But it's there's a couple of line delivered from Jack O'Connell that are very funny. In a horrible way, of course, because how can this movie be funny? I don't know. But yeah, there's like a couple of lines from oh my god, I forgot the name of the priest. I forgot his name. Anyway,
Ralph Fiennes.
No, I forgot the name of the character.
Wow.
Is it called the priest? I don't
remember.
Dr.
Kelser?
Kelser? I think it's Kelsa. Anyway, yeah, the doctor, the priest, whatever it is, because it's a very religious figure anyway, so we don't exactly know what it is. He was a doctor in the previous life, of course, and he's trying to do all these things, and he's trying to find a cure, he's trying to revive, he's trying to help, he's trying to deliver babies, so he's a very big part of this movie, as he was
Dr.
in the first
Ian
one.
Kelson.
So he goes basically on a couple of fronts, which is the Jimmys, the Doctor, and then Spike that is basically united with the Jimmys now, and then there's like another group of survivals. I profoundly think that we are trying to get a 3-part journey of what this apocalypse means. There is one with the violence, which is the first one. This one is the one with thought. If you think that this movie is going to be worse than the first one, I'm not here to say that, because the second one is very, very wholesome as a story, which you will think that I'm absolutely insane, but I promise you that that's exactly the story that they're kind of out. The third one, the third part of this journey, we'll see what it is. So I think it's divided clearly into the fact that, like, I'm going to show you how this apocalypse is all violence, and then I'm going to show you how this apocalypse can be turned into something better, and then I'm going to show you something else, like the end of it. And there is, so the wholesome part is basically the fact that the Samson goes to the priest or the doctor, and he starts, like, yelling, of course, because he has no idea who he is, where he is, or what is going on with him. I don't know if you remember, Martina, but he's infected,
like no?
Yeah, he's infected. He's a giant monster. Like, he has no brain cognitive functions. Like, he doesn't understand anything. So there's a little sequence of the doctor actually shooting him with a dart, and then he goes down and he keeps him with him, and then he basically starts talking to him, and he starts, like, cleaning him while he's, like, completely unmovable and unconscious, basically. So he starts cleaning him, he starts moving with him, and then he does it the second time, and he does it the third time. The third time that he does it, he stays with him, and when he wakes up, of course, he knows that he hasn't lost any kind of, like, legs or arms, which means that Samson left, and he was with him without hurting him. To follow this line of the story, basically this doctor finds a way to inject Samson to something that will change him back, and that it will actually, like, make him into a thinkable human. But Samson is still in the, like, you know, in the territory of, like, the zombies. So of course they're trying to be attacked. So it's very interesting, and this is the wholesome part, because of course he's always trying to, like, talk to him, he's always trying to instill him with hope, and at some point he makes him human again. And you would not think that a movie like this would do something like that. On the other side, there's, like, the Jimmys. There is the worst part of the movie, because they're, like, skinning people alive, like, they're doing, and you can see all of it, like, they're letting their crew die with no like, if the boy was to attack, Spike was to attack someone, they would die. Like, they don't care. The character from Jack O'Connell, of course, doesn't care, and they just leave them to die. So it's kind of like a balance of like this person that lost everything and is alone, is trying to do everything to make it better, and then the other person that actually has a team around them and has people that treats as a family, but in reality treats them like a dog. And then they're disgusting because like they take the rest of the survivors and they just skin them alive. And I don't think there's been a lot of representation of like being people skinned alive, and I honestly didn't want to see it because it was absolutely disgusting. And there is a lot of like profound talks and connection in between the Doctor and between Samson, and then on the other side there's like a humanity shining through, and then there's like the monsters. So it's kind of like this two situation that gaps. So this is basically the story of the movie. So this is what it goes. It's like you have something, you start the apocalypse with complete violence, and then you show me the human side, which is the Doctor that is trying to do anything. And the Doctor has tried to save Spike already. So he's trying to do something else. And then he takes Samson and he turns him into an actual person. Like, it's incredible. So...
What's about that scene, the Iron Man Maiden scene? You know the song?
Yes.
Ralph Fiennes.
Yes. That's towards the end of the movie, actually.
Okay.
It has a very heavy scenes in between. Like they describe each other. Jack O'Connell and the Doctor describe each other as an atheist and a Satanist. So basically, one doesn't believe in God and one believes in Satan. That's why I keep saying that this movie is very religious. So what he does, he kind of like gets himself into a favorable place for the other group, so that the other group start worshipping him as a Satanist. That's what you see. You see him covered in like stuff in makeup, and he starts singing to this Satanist song, and that's why he's doing it. He's trying to give the other group like leverage to actually come back to him. And then he finds out that there's Spike with them as well, so he's trying to actually save him again. So I don't want to explain exactly what that scene does because it's kind of the end of the movie. But there's a very much like there's a clear balance of being religious and not being religious. And it's kind of like it's going towards, do you have faith? It's going towards what is going on in this apocalypse, and why does the character from why does the Doctor goes to them and says like, I need you to keep spreading what you're doing. And then Jack O'Connell looks at him and is like, you need me to keep being like a horrible person. And he says, yes. And you just look at him and you're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you telling him to follow this kind of animalistic side? And then you realize why, because they want them, like he wants them to worship himself. And it's a very religious experience when you actually watch it. And the entire scenography that with the actual bone temple and like with the skeletons is insane. And there's a massive point that you will see him saying like, the quote Memento Mori, which is remember that you must die. And he always remembered, there's a big character in him that says, I always try to do good, but I always remember that I needed to die. So it's kind of like a Ouroboros of the snake eating his tail. And he just goes on and on saying like doing good, and then he tries to do good, but then at the same time he will die anyway. So as I said, this movie for me was completely religious, but it's good. He's good because he has a lot of gore. He's good because the actors are good, and at the end you have a great crazy scene that I won't spoil because you have like the soundtrack, the full.
Oh, you can, because not everyone know. Honestly, everyone know about that story, the last scene. Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope so.
I mean, this is a major spoiler if you don't want to know, but I think it came out in like newspapers, articles, and social media everywhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jim, that is the main character in the 28 Days Later, which is the first installment of the whole thing franchise, which was 25 years ago.
Not
maybe 28 actually. Funny enough. But anyway, it was Cillian Murphy's first movie, and he's returning as Jim in the end of Bone Temple.
Yes.
with his daughter, which is obviously his daughter with the Naomi Harris character. That's quite,
Which is why I'm saying that these three movies are like a part of like a set. So the first is violence, the second one is thought, the second one is humanity, because the movie literally ends with the girl saying, Dad, do we help them?
And then he says, of course we do.
No, he doesn't say anything. He just starts running towards them. And
No. He says, of course we do.
Does he?
He says, of course we do.
Maybe I didn't hear it. Sorry,
and they get up and go.
He literally gets up immediately and he starts helping them. So I was shocked by that part because I didn't see the scene at all. So it was very cool for him to start the movie because, as I said, at the start of the movie, there's a minute that says like you can hear his voice saying hello, which is the scene.
That is from 28 Days Later. Yes.
Yeah. It's the first movie, and that's the scene.
It
where
starts
he
with Killian that says hello. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and then it ends with him helping these people. So that's why I'm saying these movies. I think there will be a trio of like you can see how the first one was violence, the second one is humanity, and the third one we don't know.
Yeah, theoretically, Sony already greenlit the last movie, which, again, theoretically should be about Jim again.
Yeah. There's a crazy there's a few as I said, circles, a kind of Ouroboros of like this character starting from the same point and then finishing in the same point. Like the Doctor does the same thing, and then Jim does the same thing, and then Jimmy does the same thing because there's a very good ending that I don't want to spoil with Jimmy, with the Jimmy character. So I
Did you like it, first of all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The reviews are all honestly they're all in agreement that this is a great movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's a beautiful movie even to watch. Like there's the whole scene with like the bone temple, you know exactly where it's coming from. So the start and the end. That's why I keep calling it an Ouroboros, because it's like it's a circle. It's like keeps going on and on until you always get there. You always get into the bone temple. As I said, there's a couple of lines which I signed one because it's so funny. There's a line in which the Doctor says, to Samson, which is, you imagine this burly 6'5" man, and he looks at him and he goes, "Don't worry, you don't have to pay me. I'm NHS. There's no charge." And I shit, I was like, I forget how English this movie is. This movie is English.
Yeah, which, by the way, I think that's part of so the first movie went really well commercially, but in terms of reviews, it was received really well in UK, but not well at all in US. Because I think they didn't understand it. So the problem now with the second installment is it's doing really well in terms of reviews, but is doing not so well at the box office. It just passed 50 millions, which is a good milestone for a horror movie. But they spent 63 to make it, so obviously they still have, a bit to go. They were expecting to make a bit more money, and I think it's the impact of the Americans not going to see it, because actually it's not doing well in the American box office. That's what's missing here in terms of money.
Do you think the last one will be the last movie of the whole franchise? Or
they already announced that, yes.
It might be, it would have to be a perfect conclusion of this kind of like serpent that eats his tail. So I think there's going to be a major recall from the first movie. And which is exactly what this movie is doing, by the way. It's just building up to it. And I think that the split in between the first movie, the second movie, and the third movie will be wonderful. And it's I put a note on my thingy, on my notepad, that said it's a splatter with a conscience. Like, it's not a horror movie, it's not a splatter, it's a splatter with a conscience, which means it's
Look
kind
at
of
you making taglines for movies.
Yeah, wow.
No, but it's genuinely like a splatter with a conscience, because yes, you are enjoying, at least I am enjoying like the story, I'm enjoying the apocalypse, I'm enjoying the splatter, and then at some point the Doctor goes to Samson and something changes, and you can see then something changes and something is changing. So, and then of course the last line of Jim and his daughter that says, "Do we help them?" He says, "Yes, of course we do," and you just go, like, he just runs to them.
Yeah,
and you see like there's
with a
still
Kalashnikov.
Yeah, they're insane, honestly. But I think, by the way, I think they were in peace for a very, very long time because they live like in a cute
They
house.
just
Like
they look like they live in a very secluded area.
yeah,
It's
of
top of the
course.
hill, whatever. Like
Of
it's really
course, but
hard
at the
to
same
reach.
time, they live in places like they build and furnished, and like she's doing an exam,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
the father is doing the
No, he's
exam.
homeschooling her, I
Yeah,
think.
of course,
Yeah,
because you can't, like, that's why I'm saying she's doing an exam and the father is doing the exam.
yeah.
So he's still trying to make it a normal life for a daughter, and I think that this is very important what is to come about this
Yeah.
movie.
Anyway,
The original
yes.
soundtrack sound is crazy. Like, at the end, it was crazy. Like, for someone that has seen the
Yeah.
movie so many years ago, I just heard the soundtrack and I went, oh my god, yes.
Yeah,
'Cause,
also,
like,
I mean, 28 Days Later, obviously, in terms of horror, is iconic. It's the movie that started
yeah.
with like zombie running kind of, the
In
modern zombie concept, really.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
there's just a couple of like there's just two things that I would love to understand, which is there's the father and how he's dressed. It's kind of like not the father, sorry, the priest and like the doctor. How he's dressed at the end and what he does. It's kind of like a cluster of like good and evil, but we all know that he's good. And also, I wonder
He's
if
still alive, no?
no,
What do you mean, no?
sorry.
Does he die?
Do you want to
I don't
know?
want to spoiler the movie. Is he alive? No.
She literally asked me. Anyway, I wonder if there is a part of the Jimmy Savile thing, that it's the actual like it's kind of like the story that happened because there's a very specific way in which this scene happens, and I really want to know if there was a connection in between what happened. Because my sister didn't know, and the first time that we went to see the movie, I actually said I think that's a Jimmy Savile reference, and she didn't know who Jimmy Savile was. And then I looked it up, and after the movie, and it was a Jimmy Savile reference because of course,
Yeah, it was.
the blonde hair and the tracksuit, and then he was a monster for the United Kingdom, so of course it would make sense.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
the second
let's
movie,
remember that this is obviously the product of a UK British director, because
No,
Danny Boyle
absolutely. You
is
can tell. No, but you
British.
can tell, but because he was a monster, he was the most horrible monster for the English community, and they made him like that because they are the group of monsters. So, all in all, a very good 7.5. But just it's incredibly good. I wouldn't give it like a 3,000 out of 100. You know what I mean? But it's an incredible movie and it's beautiful. So I think that the scenes are beautiful. I think they shot beautifully. The only thing that gave me a little bit of headache was the start. And I think it's because it's shot with an iPhone and there's not a lot of
Stabilization.
stabilization with the iPhone. But it was just because the camera was spinning and spinning. So I'm not very good with that. But
Yeah.
all in all, 7.5. It's a very good movie. Great
Nice.
actors.
Nice, very nice. Obviously, I'm very excited for the next one, which I'm gonna have to see.
Very
Unfortunately.
excited. Oh, on the
Unfortunately.
question of can you watch it, depends. Because as I said, the jump scare count is like 1.
I'll
So you
I'll
don't-
watch it. No, I'll watch it at home.
When
I'm
it comes
sorry.
out,
I
yeah,
normally
when it
I'd
comes
rather
out.
go to the cinema, but this kind of movies, I have to watch it at home because I need
You don't
to
have
be
to
able to
traumatize yourself
like.
because of
When
the
there's
cinema
a light
industry.
out and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not dark outside.
No, of course, you don't have to traumatize yourself for the cinema industry. Like, you can
Yeah,
still go
you
watch
know.
in the cinema. But
I
there's
I
people
want
that
to
love
watch
horror
it because
and
I
people who
really
don't.
do, but I'm
course.
really not.
But yeah, as I said, if you don't like gore and if you get really, really like me, I don't think you could watch it because there's a couple of scenes that actually made me a little bit,
And you are the horror
But
queen, so hey.
but jump scare count? Not really. You're good. Like you wouldn't get
Yeah.
scared.
All right. Great. I'm glad that we were able to talk about this movie, to be honest. I wasn't sure because obviously I was like, I'm not gonna, I don't know if I can watch it or not. But now we
You
all,
asked and I delivered.
yeah, all three of us watched Sinners. Julie watched it first, then I watched it last week. Feds, I think she finished maybe yesterday
Yeah,
watching
I
it.
did. Yeah.
And this movie is directed by Ryan Coogler, who was obviously the director of Black Panther as well, and is basically, it's the first film in history to earn 16 Oscar nominations. Best Picture, Best Director, Actor, Supporting Actress, Screenplay, Cinematography, Costume Design, Production Design, Editing, Makeup and Hair, Sound, Visual Effects, Score, Song, and Casting. The new casting category. So, what are we trying to do today? We are basically breaking down the 16 nominations one by one.
Promise it won't be 3 hours.
Yeah, analyze what it is that we liked, we didn't like for each of these categories, and we'll end with Best Picture in the sense that we'll end with what we think of the movie as a whole. So, I would start with the direction. So obviously Ryan Coogler. Julia, I will pass it to you actually, since you're the first that saw it. What do you think of the direction of
every single picture that you see about that movie, that man is in like half a pint of like water to actually get into the scene. Like, he's everywhere and everything in that movie that it is. He's directing, he's next to the camera, but it's like, if he has to be in a river, he will toss himself in a river. Like, if he has to be on the ground, he will toss himself in the ground. So I think that those kind of pictures is a testament of what he did on the direction of this movie. It's very dear to him, and the only thing that he said about this movie when he thanked everyone at the, I don't remember which awards it was, he said thank you for people for showing up, which is very, very important what he said, because of course these movies, the people don't always understand that these movies are made for the people, from people. So I think he's very much one of the people, and I think he's worked very, very hard to actually make this movie a good director, to give this movie a good director. And as I said, you can see testimony of like pictures of him like going everywhere to follow the line of the camera and to follow the actors and give them like info, insights. So it's good. He keeps this movie very close to himself. Even on the carpet, so whenever he's speaking about the movie, he's so excited about it, and like,
in fairness, it's his product. Like, he's obviously he wrote it, and it's his idea.
Yeah, and it's his child.
I think it was actually quite recent. He was with his wife, and he got inspired by something he's seen. But the thing is, I think he's a really good director of actors, I think, because like his ensemble casts are always really good. If you think of Black Panther, obviously what makes that movie great is the ensemble cast, the kind of vibe and environment that is created amongst these actors. And I don't think it's also a very easy movie to direct, because if you think about it, Michael B. Jordan is doing 2 roles. So obviously there is that side of the business as well,
You know that when I actually started the movie, I looked up if Michael B. Jordan actually had a twin. So I was like, it might have escaped me, but I need to check just in case.
No, it's him, and so I think he's done a remarkable job in directing this movie. And honestly, I think he's a great director. Actually, whatever I've seen from him kind of impressed me from a director point of view.
It's always so linear, it looks like he knows what he's doing and where he's going and where he wants to go with his vision.
Yeah, the direction, yeah. Feds.
Yeah, no, it's as a director, it does a good job of pulling together the cast and make them believe in the project.
Yep.
He has a sharp camera angle, so he can find a really good way of moving from a panoramic shot to a close-up, and it does it in such a really fluid way. And the storytelling is linear, so he has a build-up like a classic movie. So you start from the beginning, and then he feeds you detail after detail to paint you a picture. And at the end of it, everything makes sense. So it makes you believe in the action of the characters. For each character, like nothing is left to uncertainty or nothing is left to chance. Everything has a reason and everything has a place, and at the end of it, everything will make sense. So even the way that he decides to start the movie from the end and then take you back just makes sense in that scenario, and it's a strong director to have for this film.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah, I think as well. And also, we didn't consider the complexity of obviously shot it in mostly in IMAX. So obviously, using two different formats is it's quite something.
No, absolutely.
So best actor, Michael B. Jordan. We start with Feds this time. Go Feds.
I think it's a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I've he's a good actor, don't get me wrong, but it's not a performance that I haven't seen before from him.
And then from him, yeah.
It's the same kind of blueprint because in this story, this character is not, it's neither an evil or a saint. It's like it's human, both of them, both brothers. So I haven't seen a stark difference. Like the first thing that came to mind was the performance from Tom Hardy when he was playing the twins.
Legends.
Exactly.
I love that movie.
You could, even just from the back, from the way that he was moving, you could make out which one was which, and it looked like it was two different people.
Two different people, yeah, I agree.
In this, it was quite hard. If it wasn't for the colors they were wearing, purple or burgundy
yes.
and blue, to me, there wasn't much of a difference. Apart from the fact that one of the brothers is like the head, the mastermind behind it, and the other one, the protector as well, and the other one is cocky, and is all action, but without thinking about consequences. But the acting itself was like I couldn't have pulled them apart if I had to. Like while watching the movie, I was like, I don't know who's Mock and who's Stuck. Like for me, it was like it was a good performance, but not best actor performance.
On that, I have to agree, because to be fair, it took me a moment to actually understand who was Smoke and who was the other one. Yeah. I'm completely honest. For the fact that he was playing two different people, it was good to me. I liked it very much, but yeah, I completely agree on your vision. It took me a little bit.
Yeah, the thing is, I really do agree with you, Fads. Like I cannot disagree. It's the thing is he good in this movie? He is.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the role that he had to play, is good. Did I see him do something different from what he normally does? Not really. Was this a great opportunity? Oh yeah. Like, I mean, when you play two characters in the same movie, well, that's a great opportunity to actually show your range.
Your range, exactly.
And for me, it was I agree, it was very difficult to understand who was who, and yes, he made one slightly more strategic, the other one slightly more emotional and in kind of intuition based, but not as much as I would have liked him to, because it was hard to tell them apart.
He had double the chance to hold the movie on his shoulder in terms of performance. However, in some of the scenes, some of the co-stars were outshining him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, so 100%.
It's a difficult role to have, like having to play two characters with similar backgrounds, similar upbringing, but he could have had the chance to showcase his range, as you said, but I think he didn't quite got there. Like if I have to talk about percentage, he could have gave 100%. I think he gave probably 95%.
Yeah,
he was on the verge of being something, but it didn't get quite there.
Totally. Yeah, 100%. I thought it was really good, but
Mm-hmm.
he missed that edge
Yeah,
to make it great, you know?
absolutely.
But we are talking about an actor that honestly will win his share, because honestly he's super young, he's really good, he's showed his value,
He's
and
really
he's
good with emotions.
yeah,
That I can like. He's really an emotive person,
yeah,
especially with drama.
mm-mm.
Uh, but yeah, it could have been a little bit more.
Yeah, and he's got a great partnership with Ryan Coogler, so I'm sure that they will,
Yeah, definitely.
will do more great stuff. So, best supporting actor, Delroy Lindo, who is Delta Slim.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will start this time on the train of what Feds just said. I actually found him incredible. Like him and Wunmi Mosaku, who's the other Best
Mm-hmm.
Supporting Actress nominee, who was Annie.
Mm-hmm.
They are really, really good. Like if you think of their screen time, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously in comparison, it's a lot actually for a supporting actor, their screen time, but like in comparison with Michael B. Jordan, they have a lot less. They were, I mean, the Roy Lindo was, I found him incredible. He made me laugh. He made me like um, think, and he had that way of telling stories that is so uh, peculiar of like
Mm-hmm.
the south of the states, the United States, and
Mm-hmm.
so at the beginning of the movie he was telling this story, and he has this very strong southern accent, and I wasn't really understanding anything of what he was saying, and I didn't have the subtitles on, but I was honestly like I was glued to the screen to listen to him, because he had that such a melodic way of telling that story that I was like, wow, whatever he's saying is great. Like, I didn't need to understand to feel, what he was saying in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely enjoyed his performance, and I think he deserves that nomination. I think the only thing that I would say is something must be said for the kid, Miles Caton, who didn't
Mm-hmm.
get a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. And honestly, I've never seen a 20-year-old having that voice ever in my life. When he started singing, I was like, yeah, that's definitely a guy that will conjure the spirits from, the dead,
True.
because his
Yeah.
voice is just out of this world. What do you think?
What do you think, Julie?
To be fair, I've seen him in so many things. I wasn't
Yeah.
surprised when I actually liked him because he has been in literally everything. So I think he's a very good established actor that at some point when you see him, you just think, yeah, he's going to be a good character.
Mm-mm.
I think his talent is he molds himself on the character he's playing.
Yeah. He's
So
taking a part of
you
it.
find it really, you do believe that he's the king of blues.
Yeah,
That is
definitely.
that he has a passion for music, and he's excited to play, and music is his life, blues is his life. And whenever he has the first interaction with Sammy, when he gets told that he's really good, and he's like, how can you be good, you're like, you're just in diapers,
Mm.
you're just a child. And then he listens to him sing and play, and he's like, yeah, no, you definitely got it. So between him and Wunmi, definitely two strong supportive performance. One thing that I feel like has to be said is that I would have probably give the nomination to Jack O'Connell as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
His performance,
It's insane.
it's quite intense.
I feel sick just thinking about it.
Yeah, and it's a big miss, I think,
I think as
because it's
well, yeah. And to your point, I think this gives us something to talk about when we talk best casting. I think the actual ensemble cast of this movie is phenomenal. Um,
absolutely.
if you think, I don't know, for example, I thought Miles Caton should have got the supporting actor. It's true, Jack O'Connell as well. So it's already like three supporting
Hmm.
actor, one supporting actress. Also,
I mean, even Cornbread, the bodyguard,
Cornbread, yeah, he's
like
amazing.
every single one of them, even just when all of the dancing or all of the singing, it was quite. I One scene that I particularly love in terms of like cast working together. It's when Jack O'Connell and the first two victims start talking together, and it does
Yeah.
really actually feel as if their minds are connected for real. The
Yes.
way that the dialogue bounce off of each other, it's like everybody's finishing the other person's sentence, and it doesn't feel forced, it's just natural.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of good chemistry,
Yeah.
and that feels effortless. The way that they all interact
Yeah,
with one another, it's like they
that's
have
why I was
created a
saying that I
connection
really think that Ryan Coogler is a great director of actors
for that
because he
reason.
always
Yeah,
creates such an environment on his sets. Like if you think Black Panther, it gives you the same feeling that
yeah,
these people have known each other for like 20 years before this movie, you
absolutely.
know what I mean?
But it's like the way that they speak after they've been transformed. It's if it does feels like it's a big hive and you have one mind controlling them, but it's so natural and it doesn't feel fake. So I feel like
Hive mind.
that is that is good directing and good kind of like explaining what's behind it, like giving enough information that the
Insights.
actors can play
Like
with
good
that.
insights
Yeah.
from the director, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good directing, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Um, Best supporting actress, we were talking about her, Wunmi Mosaku. I know that Feds, I know you actually liked her very much. You were saying to
Yeah.
me when we saw
Yeah.
each other on Sunday.
Of all the female characters, I think she was really strong, and you even if she has few words or few scenes, you understand her past, you
Yeah,
understand their role, and you understand
her
how
pain.
important her death is, because that's when the vampire brother understands, is like, oh, we thought that we are gonna have him. If we kill her and we change her, we're gonna have him.
Hmm.
But the love between the two of them is stronger. So it's like, I made you a promise, and I made you a promise before, and I'm gonna keep my promise. So that was like two really, like the two of them working together was really good. She elevated him as well. Something that, for instance, the pair of Ailey Steinfeld and Michael B. Jordan, for the two, it didn't do at all. Like that didn't, like the way that it started and was presented felt like they were presenting an half-written story.
Hmm.
So you never quite believe in the two of them being together. You're not drawn to it.
Yeah,
The other two, Annie and I think, is he Stuck
I
or
think so,
Smoke?
yeah.
Can't remember.
I don't know,
But
yeah. One of the
yeah,
two brothers.
that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But the two of them together, you do believe in their connection, and the little scenes where it shows you the handprint and the grave of their child, everything makes sense.
That
So
destroyed me,
that's, I feel
honestly.
like, yeah, I felt like the two of them together, she elevated his performance.
Yeah, also, you could feel her pain. Like they don't,
Hmm.
she's so incredible that despite not being in they don't really explain what happened. Like you assume
No,
that they lost this
yeah,
child, but then the way that she plays this character, you can feel all of her pain. It reminds me a bit of oh my god, Davin, oh,
the Van Johnson
Gerondov. Yes, um, even better
to,
though.
yeah,
even better. Like I liked her even more. Also, she's got a voiceover at the beginning. The movie starts with her voice, and the acting of that voiceover is
Mm-hmm.
what sets you in the mood for the whole movie. You're
Yeah.
like,
You understand
wow.
what's the underlying story about it.
Yeah, the way that she says it is just she's transporting you in a different world, you know? It's
Yeah.
like it's the once upon a time, but the powerful one, that
And
you're
I think
actually transported.
it's a role as an ancestral kind of like protector.
Yes,
She
yes,
knows that there's something beyond, so she's not afraid of dying. She's like, this is what has to happen. She
yeah,
reads it, she knows it, she predicts it, and she's like, you have to do this for me because I have somebody else waiting for me on the other side. And that again is the underlying importance of ancestry and your own culture,
yeah,
because that's the story. But like it's just through music you can relive your past, you can relive your history, and you can see the future. So
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like, yeah, she was quite strong. Julie?
Julie, anything to add?
I think that there's a category that links both of them, which is what you guys just said, in between the fact that she's setting the premises for the word of the word that we're gonna see in the music.
Mm-hmm.
So of course the following categories that will be music or score or whatever. I think that she's also setting the path for those two, because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yes, her acting in that scene was insane, and like if I hear the song, I will still hear her voice, and
Mm-hmm.
that's powerful. That's a powerful influence that she has on the acting that she does.
Yeah.
For the other side character, no, that's it, because it's just like everyone is so good in that movie.
So,
God.
next, best original screenplay. So, I'll go first because my opinion is very strong. I think um, strongly, like 99%, think we are talking about the screenplay that will win the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It was written by Ryan Coogler, who I think is not going to win Best Director. So I think he's most likely going to win Best Original Screenplay. And I mean, I would give it an Oscar just for the first, I have them in front of me, 5, 6 lines of the script that starts with, there are legends of people born with the gift of
Yeah,
making
which is
music
what
so
she says.
true
Yeah,
that it can pierce the veil between life and death,
life and death.
conjuring spirits from the past and the future. The voiceover of Annie,
Yeah, that's what we
which
were saying.
it's so beautifully
With
written.
the first like couple of notes
Yeah,
from the song, and it's just like
it's
you immediately
honestly,
get thrown into another
yes,
universe.
it's so beautifully written. There is nothing in there that shouldn't be in there. It's quite very essential. It's like honestly the like classic storytelling. I absolutely loved it. So I really think is going to win Best Original Screenplay.
Do you remember which one were the other contestant?
Yes, it was just an accident. Sentimental Value, Blue Moon, Sinners, and Marty Supreme.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no, yeah, no. Yeah, it would be, yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, no. It's, yeah.
I love when Fed starts doing yeah. No, no.
Mm-mm. There's no other.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a competition, just
No, me
because this
neither.
is like such a interesting way of marrying together folklore,
Yeah.
and we say horror, but it's not horror. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like the horror of reality in a
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
because it's not that violent, it's not that gory. Yeah,
No.
there's some blood, there's some there's some like the part where the Grace Cho kills her husband
Mm-mm.
while he's on fire and she's on fire. That is like, wow, that is crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not, I wouldn't define it as horror. He has some aspect of it just because you talk about vampires, but it's more about the folkloristic aspect of it. So it's still a little bit mystical, and that's why it didn't scare me as much. It's more rooted into
Yeah, same.
reality. So it's not, I don't see it as horror. I see it more like, I will define it as the same way, kind of it makes you think the same that the one with Hugh Grant, the horror. Yeah.
Heretic.
Yes, exactly. I can define it the same way because even Heretic, I wouldn't define it as a horror movie. I was able to watch it. I was actually
No,
captivated
it's
by it.
yeah. It's those
It's
kind of.
like-
That's what I'm saying. Like the Bone Temple is yes, it's a splatter, but it has something else in it. You know,
Yeah.
and there's so many horror movies so good, like the Babadook and all of these movies. They're like they're like mental. They're somewhere else.
We are redefining the genre, to be
The
honest.
genre of horror, absolutely,
Yeah,
which is
it's
the
been
reason why the
completely
Oscars are
redefined.
actually
Yeah.
piling up on horrors.
Yeah.
Even the one with Demi Moore was considered horror.
So yeah,
The Substance.
The Substance. The
Yeah.
Substance was horror. It made it into the Oscar nominees. You know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think this is the thing that they're doing with horror movies. Like they've been redefined as a genre because it makes you kind of think, and it's like it's tapping into reality, and it's just twisting it a little bit enough to still be defined as horror, but still making you think about, ooh,
Yeah.
this
It's
is
like it
a-
makes you think. Yeah, it's a horror
Yeah.
that makes you think. It's a horror that makes you
and
feel.
I like that.
Or like it's a horror that scares you. It's a
Yeah.
horror that gives you
Yeah.
more like POV. Like it's different. It's not just like jump scares and just like nobody wants to see that. I promise you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like
and I think
entice
he
me with the
meshed up,
stories, with the dark stories.
Yeah, I think he meshed up a few genre here in this screenplay, like
Sure.
yes, the horror and the western and the thriller element, and there's some
Gangster,
drama,
yeah.
gangster, yeah.
The story is so mixed. Like the story
Yeah.
is literally almost like confusing.
Yeah, I think he's done a great job with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This story, honestly.
But he mixed them, but in such a fluid way that he actually works. I don't
course.
think that anybody else would have been able to direct a movie like that if it wasn't
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, of course. Yes. I agree. 100%. Best cinematography. So this one is very quick for me, like 3 words. He will win best cinematography. 100%.
Strolls around like a.
Autumn- Yeah. Autumn Durald Arcapo will be the first woman to win the Oscar for Best Cinematography.
First woman
Thank
is
you,
crazy.
Ryan Coogler. And I can only say that it is absolutely stunning. Like, and it is another character of the movie, as for every great cinematography. And like, I can only say that after watching the movie, I searched on the internet for pictures for like an hour because I wanted to put it as my like screensaver, but I didn't find one that was satisfying enough for me that would give it justice, because honestly that cinematography is a dream.
Is it Frankenstein part of the cinematography nomination?
I'm sure it is. Yes, I'm
Good.
sure it is.
Because for me, probably that would be the biggest contender. Just
Oh
because
yeah,
when you think about cinematography, it's like the light, the composition, the
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
position, the lens, the props, everything that is like that makes the scene. There are certain things in Frankenstein that do have a upper hand over Sinner. However, one scene that was really poetic and that kind of like influences the mood of the audience is when is the last fight scene and you are fearful for Sammy, but you see behind Sammy, you see the horizon and you see the sun starting to rise, so you're like, okay, maybe we'll make it. And when the color starts changing and then you have the water, the 2 cousins in the water, the vampire burst in flames.
Absolutely stunning.
That was
Oh
magical.
my god, that's actually the picture I was looking for. but I didn't find one
I
that
thought
gave it justice. The
it's
colors,
just that,
but even the
and you
color
have it's the
palette of
same. And
everything.
the best part, you know why was this is why I was mad about Jack O'Connell, because the way that he turned around to look at the sun for the first and last time, he didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
It's just the way that he turned and he looked straight at the sun. He gives you that you're like, okay, he knows that he's dying, so might as well enjoy his last sunrise, which was his first one after a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Julie, what do you have to say?
What do I have to say? What do I have to say? No, it's I agree with Federica that says about Frankenstein, but there's a massive difference for me as someone that is obsessed with color to these two movies. I think that Frankenstein is on a palette that is like green and like dark green and gray and blue, and I think that Sinner has a palette that includes every single color and around orange.
True.
Oh
And
my
of
God,
course
the
it
orange,
makes
the red, the purple, it's
yeah, like
just
Yeah,
there's
it's
like
true.
very warm colors, and even
Yeah.
if it's like a dark movie, I think that looking at it, it could be mistaken as a Villeneuve movie, and I think that is one of the biggest things that you can say about a
Yeah.
movie. And I think that it's easy for them to actually win it over Frankenstein.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So shall we just group maybe costume design and makeup and hairstyling?
Yeah,
Um,
because otherwise we're gonna be staying here for
yeah,
3 hours.
I think it was good, but nothing special.
Nothing
I don't think it's
special.
gonna
No.
go to them. I think it's gonna go to Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
The only good thing was the demon slash vampire. It didn't seem like a vampire. It seems more like a demon.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
seems like he was the devil.
yeah.
Yeah, but yes, but
But
I wasn't impressed because honestly, I've seen Frankenstein like 3 days before, and I cannot be impressed by makeup and hairstyling of Sinners when I just watched Frankenstein and didn't
yeah,
even realize that guy was Jacopo Elordi until
No,
the
me
end.
neither.
yeah,
So
I keep
yeah,
saying like, is that Jacob Elordi? Yeah, for sure. I think there's also not a lot of it. Like, yes, we're talking about like makeup and costumes and stuff, but like, it's a great way to actually grab the roots of all of that they're talking about, and you know the various how's it called? Help
the
me.
essence.
No, like how the where they come from.
Oh yeah, their culture and their
Thank you. The
yeah.
culture, like you can see it, you can smell it. It's there, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it's not that difficult not to see in other movies. You know, this
No,
is
of
why
course.
the awards is like yes, but compared, it's great, but compared to something else, would it win it? So I
No,
don't
for
think.
sure.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It won't win it.
Yeah, I agree. Same.
yeah, and staying on Frankenstein, really, production design. So the production design of Sinners wasn't bad, obviously, at all. It was great, but there is only basically one location, really, if you think about it, which I don't know if I think of Frankenstein and all the locations in Frankenstein and the fact that it was all pretty much everything shot on camera, like Sinners, but obviously it's a different kind of level of complexity. I think Frankenstein really like impressed me from that side, you know.
Like for this movie, it's really easy to set the location with the
Yeah.
production design because you just have to show a field of cotton,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what they've done. You know where you are, you know what moment in history you are. It's immediate. So
Yeah.
that wasn't a lot of effort to
Yeah.
showcase.
And again, they did really well, but
Yeah,
nothing that I
absolutely.
would
But
say, wow,
yeah,
you know. While film editing, for me, it's a massive wow. And I think this is another Oscar that they will take because so the scene of I lied to you, only that scene, it was shot in IMAX. So now the IMAX film is very thick, so it's really hard to cut, you know, actually cut. And Kodak invented a thinner film to be able to cut, to do shortcuts for the scene of I Lied to You. And that tells you everything you need to know about the film editing of that movie. It's experimental, it's bold, it gives a rhythm to the story. Nothing is too long, nothing is too short. It's all on point. It's
the
perfect.
Scenes are changing very fast, and it's just like it grabs your attention as well.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. I mean, I think the first part of the movie could have been very slow if it wasn't for the editing.
And also for the music, and also for the fact that it throws you in with the song choice and with the with the bass and the person talking. It's just like, it could have been slow, it could have been horrible, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was a perfect mix. So that's why 16 Oscar nominations.
Yeah. Anything to add?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
So I will group sound, original score, original song. So I don't think there is anything absolutely impressive about the sound. I think actually best sound will go to F1, fun enough. But the sound of F1 is just shocking. And I remember I said that when we saw it in the cinema, Feds and I was like, this film is like sound.
That film is so good, honestly.
It is very good. Very simple concept, very good movie,
F1 is so good.
Slick execution.
Yeah, it is. But then on the side of original score and original song, original score, he will absolutely win the Oscar. Ludwig Göransson, he is a god, and that score is just majestic as usual. The ability he has to renew himself and be always doing something different from before. Like, if you think that the last score he did before this one was Oppenheimer, which is completely different.
In my opinion, he is a music historian.
Yeah.
He just transforms himself into whichever genre he needs to.
He's a good on massive nerd about music,
and
we love to see
knows
that.
the sound of that time. So it's just the soundtrack was really transformative, and the way that he was able to mix modern and old is just flawless.
Yeah, 100%. He's fantastic. My God.
Yeah, no, the to be fair, there's nothing like that man is going so many places. But
he won 2 Grammys last night, by the way.
Yeah, but it's just like, how much do you know, and how much can you create, and where is it? Give it.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any limits,
No, I think he's it's a perfect bridge in between the old kind of ways to doing soundtracks and the new one. And I think that sooner or later, even if we're still shocked, sooner or later something will come out and it will bridge these two things together, and it will probably make like the new Lion King after like 25 years.
Because he's such a humble guy as well, honestly. You just love him. He's adorable. I mean, arguably, I think he's done better than the Lion King already. Like,
Yes, but I'm talking on an industry level.
I think on a maturity point of view, I think he's super young still. So I don't think he's done his best yet. I think
that's what I'm saying. I think
I agree with you on that.
I think there will be a point where we are gonna left on our asses for a soundtrack made from this man. And if it wasn't the Oppenheimer one, it's crazy to think about it. If it wasn't the Sinner ones, it's crazy to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it will come a point where we will not know what to do with these soundtracks, and I'm
absolutely
so
amazing talent. Yes,
that doesn't mean that he hasn't done perfectly. It means like that he can do even better. Like, it's a limit set by himself. Imagine how powerful that could be for himself.
And the best original song is "I Lied to You." I think it's gonna go head to head with Golden of K-pop Demon Hunters. But I Lied to You is just a masterpiece of
which funny enough, because I know Federica loves Golden, I think that you should have gone to This Is What It Sounds Like. Same. Like, if it was a battle in between these two songs, there should have been another song. I don't think that Golden is so much. I think it's just popular. But I think This Is What It Sounds Like, it gives the impact of like I Lied to You. Because like Golden, I think, is just very, very popular. There's nothing good, there's nothing new about it. This Is What It Sounds Like is just an explosion of emotions and feelings, and I think that I Lied to You goes back to back with that. So I really don't know why I know it will win it for Golden because, like, it will win everything.
It's so interesting how they choose which song for that movie was
I
gonna be.
never
like,
understood why everything won was from Golden, honestly.
yeah,
I think it depends also what the production presents.
yeah.
They might have presented Golden and that's it.
I feel like it. This is what it sounds like. It's a reprise of Golden in some way, which is the reason why it would
true.
not be the first one. You know, when you have those kind of like soundtracks that they just go,
Yeah,
let me
because in a
reprise
way
a
it's
part
kinda like-
of one.
It's kind of like a sequel to Golden.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like an
Yeah.
ending part. But if you hear that song, it's insane. It sends me to tears every time. It's just so powerful, like explosive, and like if you put "I Lie to You," like the other day, I literally had a shit day, and I just put "I Lie to You" blasting in my headphones, and there's the part when he's humming, and then the bass just hits you. It's rewired, like
Yeah,
it
my God.
rewires my brain.
It's
Like,
just
if I have
transports you.
to-
It's exactly what it says in the script. It
Yeah,
feels
that's
like
what I
it
was saying.
transports you in
Transports you back
another
in
world,
time, yeah.
back
It
in
could
time,
send
whatever.
you to another world. Like,
Yeah.
genuinely, if I
Oh,
was
God.
to quantum jump, it would be thanks to that song. Like, it's insane. Like,
Yes.
it reverbs in you as an energy, which I think that we haven't had this in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And we are closing on. So I think we said enough about casting. They are all amazing. Miles Caton will probably win a Rising Star at the BAFTA because
Nice.
honestly, he's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
That's what I wanted to say. I think that Michael B. Jordan and her, what's her name?
Wunmi
You mean
Musako.
Anya? Yes.
No, the other one.
Oh, you know that actually I never remember her name.
The one
Jamie
that-
Lawson.
No, the one that did Hawkeye.
Hailey Steinfeld.
Oh,
Mary-
Hailey
Hailey Steinfeld. I enjoyed their chemistry more off the screen than in the screen. Like, their chemistry off the screen in interviews is great. In the screen, it doesn't make sense.
Like
think it was
friendship wise.
It was also a bit of the character dynamics, I think.
Yeah,
that
but I
threw
genuinely
you off.
like.
Every time that she opened her mouth, she threw me off. Because
Yeah,
you talk about he performing Conilingus on you, and then you're like, by the way, my mom died. I'm like, what the?
yeah,
Oh,
it's a
whiplash.
bit of a clusterfuck of
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, but I think that was meant to make you
Of course,
feel that
of
way
course,
about
but-
that character in a way, you know.
Of course, but I
Yeah.
think that the chemistry off screen it gave more than the one
Yeah.
in the movie.
I kind of
But
felt
anyway-
like she was a bimbo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, that cast is incredible. Jack O'Connell, we already said, the two supporting actors nominated.
Absolutely.
And
You know
Miles
what's
Caton.
crazy that people that didn't know Jack O'Connell from like I remember that I saw an interview and somebody said like I followed you from Skins and he was like, oh, that makes me so happy. What do you mean it makes you so happy? Of course we followed you from Skins.
Also, you know what's funny? He's not Irish, obviously. You know, right? He's British. He's not Irish.
Yeah.
I mean, he's half Irish. He's son of an Irish man and a British woman. So
I was talking to my friend and she said he always says that he wants to be adopted by the Irish and I said I too would like to be adopted
yeah,
by the Irish.
me too. But he's actually half Irish, so he could, because his father is Irish. That's why his last name is O'Connell. And then the last category is best visual effects. I don't think there is anything to say here in the sense that it won't win because I've seen Avatar, Fire and Ash, and F1. The cars are animated. That's all I need to say.
The cars
The
are animated.
in F1 aren't real. They are animated. So I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't think he has any chance of visual effects.
I don't think there was
yeah.
anything out of the ordinary. That's always the kind
No,
of like
no,
awards.
exactly.
It's always
Yeah,
like
no.
it's good, but in comparison to something else, in
Yeah,
comparison to something better. So I don't think it's gonna be no.
Yeah. Now, last, did I like the movie? Absolutely, I love the movie. I love the movie. Would it been the movie that I gave it 16 nominations and made it the movie with the most nomination in history? No. Like, I don't think it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
I think that there's a lot of categories in that movie that should get the Oscars, and I think that the reason why it got so many awards is because there was a lot of things to be awarded at. Now, that goes a little bit with the flow, which says, like, I'm going to give you this, so I'm going to also give you this, because I have to give you this one. So it's like kind of like a chain of things. I don't think it would have had that many, but for sure it should have had a lot of them.
Yeah, but it's funny. We organized it this way, this episode, to do category by category, because if you analyze it as we did, it's exceptional in every category. But then if you see it as an actual Best Picture movie,
yeah,
it's good, but I wouldn't say it's great.
When the news got out, to be fair, I saw a lot of people disagreeing on it because they were like, "Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not that good."
Exactly, it's a good movie, but it isn't great.
On single things, it's insane.
Yeah,
so it depends. Yeah,
is it better than Anora? According to me, sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
100%,
100%.
Yeah, no, yeah. Feds, what do you think? And we close on this.
No, same. It's a good movie. Is it a Best Picture? No. But it's a good movie. It has a lot of good
points
and a lot of
cardinal
good
points.
Different aspect of it. But it's not 100% on everything.
Should be awarded on very much like different cardinal points, but shouldn't be awarded.
I think it will win a few Oscars,
for sure.
Few Oscars.
I hope so.
Like a lot of them, not very few.
I really hope so.
I don't think it will win all of them.
It'll win a lot of them. Yeah. It will never win all of them. No way. It will win a lot of them though. But I'm not even sure that we'll do
in the next
Best
episode.
Picture. But anyway, we're going to do Oscar predictions in a few episodes. Also, we are doing our season recap next episode because we didn't talk about our season at all.
So if that movie wins 16 Oscars, you promise to come back to these episodes and just set the moment that we set this, and then complete silence on that episode.
Yeah.
Literally just
honestly, if this
silence.
Movie wins 16 Oscars, I will how do you say it?
I will not riot, but I will have hope for humanity. I will not be disappointed, but I will have
there's
hope
a few
for
things
humanity.
that it shouldn't, and it's completely fair, because if you do something perfect, it's perfect. If you don't, you don't. But that doesn't mean that it's not beautiful, fantastic. We praised it for an hour and 20. We get it, but we don't think it should be all of it.
Yeah. Anyway, sure. Glorious. We will see you next week with the award season recap. We haven't said anything about it. We are starting with award season next week. And
wowza!
Yes.
If it was 3 minutes longer, this would have been a kidnapping.
The Super Bowl.
This is the version of Scorsese's movie.
This podcast,
podcast form.
Is called The Horror Kidnapping.
Yeah. Everyone is saying to me, podcasts are long. That's fine.
No,
they are actually 1 hour and a half long. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, enjoy. Bye.
Bye.